Harder, better, faster, stronger.
Hello everybody! Welcome to AJCAT's webinar MEP Hangers Harder, Better, Faster and Stronger. My name is Jacob. I'm BIM application engineer here in AJCAT, and we are creating tools for Revit. So our company is trying to accelerate some BIM workflows, and we're doing that on Revit while reducing some stress and eliminating tasks that do not create value. So in this webinar, we're going to speak about BIM software for fast precision layout of hangers and supports, and we're going to use a brand new software that is called MEP Hangers. Previously we had it, but it was a bit weaker. So right now we try to develop a really good software that will be capable doing more and more and more. So I don't want to speak about this literally. I just want to jump into Revit and just show everything what we have. So just first of all, if you have any questions during the webinar, don't hesitate to write them to questions tab in go to webinar dialog block, and in the end I'll try to answer all of them. So the main task for our team was to create the software that is working with linked Revit files. So today I'm gonna show everything with linked structural files. As you see, everything is linked right here. So it's structural part, walls, floors, roofs, beams, columns, everything is linked in my MEP file. So this is one of the main tasks for our team, was to create the software that is capable of reading information from linked file. Another thing right here, what you see, it's a connection to category and family. So our software is capable, right now it is capable to connect to any element like a beam or the column or structural framing, and connect our hanger to it, even if those objects are in linked file. As well, we had really big tasks to create the tool that is capable to work with different families in one point. So right now, as you see here, I'm having several families at one point. For example, the stand family and the hanger family. So it's mostly for rooftop elements. This situation can be used. Yeah, as well, we thought about some modifications of split elements. So if you have a split system, you want to modify that. And as well, we've been thinking about the hangers for the whole run instead of the hangers per individual piece. So those things will be presented today in my webinar. So I just want to easily delete the details that I'm having in the sample project file. I'm gonna just use our brand new MEP software to do this, and yeah, so that is the idea what I wanted to present to you guys today. So it's the brand new software. Today I'm gonna work with our sample project. So on the left side you're gonna see that we're having different categories like cable trays, conduits, pipes, rectangular ducts and round ducts. So you have to understand that all these line-based elements, they're having the same rules for layout of hangers. So I just gonna go through the situations using just a rectangular hanger, but anyway you can imagine that the same workflow can be used for any MEP line-based object. So the very first idea what we have here, it's situations when we have the ductwork under the floor, so we can insert details for it. So I'm just using insert details. I'm trying to find my needed configuration. So it's the top top and bottom, floor, and let's just jump into the configuration and check what do we have there. So all these configurations, they're having such the same idea. So at the very first point right here, we're having the selection of the family. So if you select this particular family, you can insert it on your face of the element. So right now I'm choosing the face, the bottom face of the element. As well, the second part, it is right here. We have the layout rule. So how the hangers will be laid out on some different objects like pipes, cable trays, ducts, etc. So you can say what is the start offset, what is the end offset. You can choose different layout rules. It's like a fixed number, maximum distance. You can define these distances, etc. And one more tab, it's on the right top corner, and right here we're speaking about where we want to connect our families. So the families can be connected to the top or bottom, where we have a virtual intersection, for example, with structural elements like structural framing, structural connections or something. We can connect to top and bottom where we have roofs, floors, etc. We can connect to some specific details. So we're gonna go with those examples right now. And I'm getting back here. So then I choose one of these configurations. I just hit insert, and the tool is trying to remember which configuration I chosen, and it is going through them immediately. So right now what I have here is just the Revit families. You can use your own families, it doesn't matter. You can use several of our ones, but the solution was created just to fit anybody needs. We have only few parameters that you have to input to get the height of the rod and to get the width and height of your MEP object. So those families, they are combined. For example, this anchor was taken from Hilti company. This is our old one family, so I just combine it from different manufacturers. And yeah, so I just need several parameters to calculate this. And as you see, the hangers are attached immediately to the structure above. If we go further, I have another situation where we have a sloped floor. So it's not a big deal for our software to calculate the distance between the element and the slope, even if the floor is sloped, as in this example. So I'm just making a cross section, and as you see, the hangers, they are attached and stretched in accordance to the slope. So this hanger is having like a distance to that parameter that is a bit longer than 1 meter, and on this side we're having like 800 millimeters on that side. So yeah, so you imagine that we can calculate any type of distances between the hanger, the bottom plate, for example, up to the top position of it. I'm moving to another situation. So when we are speaking about connecting hanger to the floor, we have one configuration. When we are speaking about connecting hanger to the roof, for example, we're having another situation. So I'm gonna show you how that looks like. I'm taking this situation, and as you see, I have a point-based family on the top or bottom faces of the duct. So I chosen the family exactly this one. I chosen that I'm gonna use the maximum distance, not from start, not from end, but I'm gonna just calculate what is the possible distance between two hangers, and I say that the maximum distance, so is the distance should be equal or less to 2.5 meters. And as well, I'm telling that the tool should just check at the top or at the bottom for the roofs, and just take a look at the top at maximum distance of this. So when we are ready, with those different configurations, we just go and insert families, and you're gonna see that the families are immediately stretched. So for some families I added like maximum rod length, so the rod lengths on the market, like they are about 2 meters or 3 meters. So if I have the rod that is longer than that distance, we're adding a hexagonal nut right here, just so this is just a family thing. If I'm moving forward, imagine that you have a bit another slope that is sloping not in that way, but it is sloping in another way. So I have a special family that can read the cross slope, like rotation of the slope, and immediately it is recalculating the hanger rod, like elevation, the top elevation. So inside of it I'm having just a slope parameter that was read from this linked file. So in the linked file I have 15% slope. The same slope is in my family. Yeah, so we are reading the parameters from one family and writing into another. Really usual situation when we have two different structures above, and we want to connect, basically the idea is that we want to connect to the floor and then we want to connect to the roof. Anyway, if I will use only one configuration, it's gonna connect all the hangers to roof and all possible hangers to the floor. But we're having some priorities inside. For example, if I choose the rule that is called top, bottom, roof and floor, and I'm gonna go inside of the configurations, yeah, it's rectangular ducts, and I'm going here. So on the top you see that we are capable to place 8 different families at one position. So first of all, I'm placing this element and try to find the floor. And the second priority detail, it is telling that I'm placing the same family with the same layout values, just I'm placing on the roof. So the first one tried to connect the floor, the second one tries to connect the roof. But if you just go like this, you're gonna place both of the families in all the positions where it finds roof and floor. So we have like an option not to place the details at the same point. So when we are ready to insert under this configuration, we just hit insert, and it's gonna go from one side. It's gonna place the details up to the floor. So let me just cut around and it will be much easier to understand what I'm speaking about. So as you see, first of all, it is trying to connect to the floor, then to the roof, and then to the roof. So all the hangers in this place, I'm having only one hanger, so this means it is not trying to go upper and connect to the roof above. So yeah, so this is the workflow that you can work with as well. So you can just run the software to place the hangers on all the duct work or pipe work or cable tray work or conduits with this rule, and you're gonna try to connect the floor. And if it can't find the floor, it's gonna go with a roof. Or if it finds both of them, it's gonna connect to the nearest element. Another situation that I'm having here, it's really new one, because with old MEP Hanger software, we'd be not capable to connect our hangers to structural elements that are in a linked file. So right now, as you see, this structural beam frames and exactly this family, Landgauss Zs, they are in a linked file. So usually it's really hard to find them and to place the hangers. Anyway, using some of the configurations that we have here, so linked structural framing category, let's just take a look at the configurations, how they look like. Okay, it's a group of rectangular ducts, and as you see, I can find the virtual intersection. So this means it finds the virtual intersection between my pipe or duct with a structural framing category, and it's gonna search at the top or the bottom at this distance. So then you prepare such a rule, you just say insert, and it's gonna go through all these families. So it found all the families on its way. It stopped the hanger just immediately under this frame, and it placed the hanger. So the hangers there, they are just families. So if you have the family that have two different connections, like a web connection and anchor connection, I had somewhere. Yeah, so for example, it's the web connection and anchor connection. So you can just easily choose from the configurations which family would you like to work with. So right here you see all the families just in the browser, and you say I need this one, or this one. So if you choose the web connection, it's going to work with the type of the web connection. If you choose the anchor, it's going to work with the anchors. Yeah, so this is this one is it was kind of possible with all our MEP hangers, just not with a linked file. But this situation that I'm having here, it's a totally new one, because as you see above, I'm having two different frame layers. One is heater support track, and another family is light guard Zs. So when I go with one more configuration right here, like not the category of structural framing, but exact family, I can show you what I mean with the exact family. So the exact family tells us where to stop. So it's not just a category where to stop, but we say exactly which family should be used for our hangers. So imagine you have a roof with several different frames, and you can choose to which you can connect your hangers. So using this idea of the family, we're gonna just put the hangers at the exact places, and we're gonna skip all another structural framing categories and the families. So we are placing the families just at needed points. One more brand new thing, it's a searching distance to the bottom. So imagine we have for example, roof-based supports, rooftop supports, and you need to calculate the distance from the duct up to the floor or the roof. So we're having a new possibility to calculate it. I'm using one of the configurations I have here. So instead of looking for something above, the tool is started to look for some elements that are at the bottom. So I can connect and calculate the distance from my duct up to the bottom floor or bottom roof or something like this. So then you use such configuration. It is trying to place the hanger and to calculate the hanger elevation. So right now, as you see, our ducts, they are at different elevations. But anyway, the software is stretching those objects up to the needed position. So this is, by the way, this is just a family that I took from the network. I added two different parameters like distance to and height, and yeah, starting from now, it is the family that can easily work with our MEP hangers. Another situation is pretty the same, just I can have several details at one point. So I already tried to explain this. So let's take another configuration. I already tried to explain. So what it is doing right now, it is placing one round, it is placing those objects, the rooftop, I don't know, frames, I would say. Yeah, it is trying to place them. And another round, it is placing the hangers that are mounted on this object. So you can work with such situations when you have round ducts as well, the rectangular ducts, as whatever families you have, you can combine them too. Like I have here, it's a round duct and the round clamp and the same object. For example, if I go to pipes, we're having something similar to the pipes. So I combine two families. One is the frame, another is it's the just the pipe hanger, as you see here. So the idea of this one, it's kind of the same as I explained the two structures above. I'm gonna explain you one more time what we are making here. We're saying that we need two details at one point. So the first detail is the frame that is calculated in accordance like the distance between duct and floor, and another detail, it's a hanger that is placed, and it is looking for the connection with some families. So right now you can choose the connection family, and you can choose the family to work with. So right here, like structural connection family, and another family to connect, like to connect to the frame. And then you run those two options, you're getting something like this. So in the near future, I'm gonna make more examples. I'll try to find hangers on the network. I'll try to just modify them a bit, and just to show you what are the possibilities of our hangers, just the really less input of your time. I'm going further. Just I'm having kind of the same ideas right here. I'm having supports that are mounted on walls, columns, or structural framings. So just the searching direction is changed. So right now I have to look for the walls on the left and right, and I just use maximum spacing. So the step of the hanger, like the layout, is the same. It is reading the size of the element. You can use any family you want. The same here, just I have two walls, so the tool should decide where to connect. So instead of just working simply with a left, right, and wall, I would ask my software to connect to some exact wall type or something. So if I go to rectangular ducts right here, it is telling me that I'm gonna connect to the wall that is, I don't know which wall we have there. Yeah, for example, this one, and I'm saving that, clicking OK. So I'm gonna connect to this smaller wall right now. Okay, maybe this wall was chosen. Yeah, so it decides by the type, it decides to which side it should rotate the family and to stretch the family. The same is here when we are speaking about the columns. So we just go with the same configuration, just looking for the column. It is trying to stretch the family up to the column. For example, this situation, we have two different columns. So if I run the same configuration as the previous one, it's gonna connect to one and to another columns immediately. So at one and another column, and the distances of those structural frames, they are changing. If I'm gonna go with another configuration, like I would love to connect to some type of the column, I can choose to which type I would like to connect. Yeah, so there are lots of different possibilities to choose how to connect, where to connect, what is the layout values, etc., etc. And one more example right here, just a structural framing, just to understand that we can find any objects on the left, on the right, on the top. And yeah, so I'm just choosing structural framing. Maybe this example is not very good from the technical part, but anyway, as you see, the structural objects, they were found in a linked file, by the way. So it's really important to understand that everything, all the structures, they are in a linked file, and all the hangers are connected like this. So the idea with the vertical elements. So I'm having all those ducts right here, so I can run the vertical connections. So it is kind of the same as we just had. Vertical connections, they're gonna work in the same manner as previous, so you can decide what should be the step, like the layout value of the hangers, and all the rest work will be done instead of you. So these families, they are as well really simple families. They don't have lots of parameters. We need just to catch the size and to catch the length of this piece between the duct and the wall. So no special requirements for the families, just few parameters, and that is all. Another situation that I'm having here is split situation. Okay, I'm gonna try to make it work just fast. So I'm gonna delete all the splits that I'm having here. Yeah, just filter. I need fittings. I'm gonna delete them. I'll try to fastly create one ductwork that is Revit giving you. Okay, 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 and okay. One more here. So as you see, I'm having the run of the ductwork, pipework, or whatever MEP line-based object. I'm selecting all of them, just a run of those objects, and I'm using a split functionality that is working like this. You have the fixed distance. So for example, you have a ductwork that is made by 2 meters length, and this is strict requirement from the manufacturers. So we're using a split. We're saying that we have like a fixed number, fixed distance, maximum distance, or we can start from the very start, and we can use fixed spacing. So 2 meters is fixed spacing. I just say okay, let's save it, and let's try to insert all our details. So it is going through each of the elements, and it is placing some details right here that are automatically sized. So this is just a simple Revit split as you're using from the Revit palette, but just you can define what should be the fixed distance between those objects. So this object is 2 meters long, and yeah. So afterwards, what is really cool, what we made, that then you are making changes for your system, like the coordination. You change the elevation to 3 meters, for example. It is working together, so we don't detach objects. We still have the same system. The same system type, same system classification, and it is working together. Like if I move it left or right, it is moving immediately without any loss of those objects. And yeah, and I'm moving to the last example that I'm having here. So the last example is here, and the example, this was really important for some of our customers that are working with sprinkler systems mainly, so that the hanger should be placed not per individual piece, but they should go through all the elements as one piece. So this is the branch, and it should be calculated as one piece. So I can go with a brand new functionality that is called hangers for run. I will show how it was made. So I'm going to rectangular ducts, and right now we're having a new feature for the whole run. We can place the hanger. So the software is trying to imagine that this piece, all these connected pieces, they should be assumed as one long duct or one long pipe. So when we are ready, we're gonna just place in accordance to that example. And as you see, it is trying to, yeah, so we have 2 ducts on this piece, one more duct right here, one more duct right here. It is taking into account the length of this object and placing all the rest objects with equal distances between them. So this is really important for the pipe work as well. I guess it's really important for the ductors, cable tray works, and etc. Yes, so this was my webinar, and this was like the presentation of brand new MEP Hangers software. We're gonna release it really soon, but together with Revit 2019. You know that Revit already yesterday it was released. So we're gonna adopt all the tools for 2019, and we're gonna release it not only for 19 but as well for 18 and 17 versions. So it is coming soon. It will be easy to use after 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah. So that was the presentation, and the message is that this tool is coming soon. So if you have any other questions, so don't hesitate to contact us by phone or by email. Visit our website, and if you're interested in our software, just visit our webpage and just keep tracking for 2019 tools from AJCAD. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for all those questions, and have a nice day, then have a nice weekend, have a nice month, and have a nice year. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
AJCAD, building BIM together.